And we are back. You got what I mean? You got what I'm saying, though? It's a little early morning. Excuse me. Early morning session going on. You know, um, you know how it is. You know how it gets. You know how it be. So we're gonna start it out just like this, like how we always do. It's a treat when players meet. Podcast starring your host, Prince the P, you know, and this is episode 6. You know what I'm saying? Episode 6. You know what I mean? Stinking Ink favorite number 6. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, this is gonna be a great one. This is gonna be a good one. You know it. So it's gonna be a good one because like I just make sure I ain't got no sweat in this bad boy. So episode 6, this podcast is gonna be about wisdom talk. Wisdom. And wisdom. My definition of wisdom is, like knowledge. Knowledge. Wisdom is knowledge, and it's the information to, you know, make the next move the best move. Wisdom. And it all starts with the brain. The brain. So we're gonna be digging. We're gonna be talking about that. And I really don't be liking. I really don't like talking about politics on this, but we're gonna dig in a little bit, just a tad bit, because if you've been watching my podcast, I usually talk about like Valentine's Day, lashes talk, stuff like that. So, we're gonna dig in a little bit, a tad bit on politics, a little bit. Yeah, I'm saying, yada, what I mean, but not too deep. But wisdom talk, man. So if you watch my other YouTube account, the Prince the P, you know what I mean. You might as well go over there and subscribe to that one. But this content is posted on my podcast YouTube, which is it's a treat when players meet podcast. But if you're tuned in into my other YouTube, I just got back from Houston, Texas. Shout out Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? At Texas, period. You know what I mean? To do a little music thing and get in the studio out there and stuff. Have fun, enjoy the atmosphere, different environment, So yeah, and I met some interesting people. No cap, I met some very very cool people, interesting people, man. And I want to touch bases on one of the dudes that I was actually on a plane with. You know what I'm saying? Before we took off, the wheel broke off. It didn't break off, but I guess the front of the tire of the plane. I guess they're trying some new thing. I don't know, but the thing snapped or something. So we were just chopping it up, talking on the plane, you know, about, life. And it was just crazy because I didn't tell him I had podcasts. All I did was tell him I did music, and it happened to be that he was a psychologist, you know what I mean? And he spent some time in the military, and, he worked with people. He worked with people that, people come to him, and he was a professional, you know, person to talk to, you know what I mean? A psychologist, a little person that, a life coach type, and very, very professional. It was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Very humble dude. And yeah, so we were on the plane, just chopping it up, talking, just me and him. And he talks about, I go on, he goes on to ask me, he's like, what do you do? And I was like, well, yeah, I do music, man. Like, I do a little music, and I was like talking like I wasn't like big. I was just, he was like, "Oh, you just, you're a humble guy." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Yeah, I guess you could say that." And he was talking about, we're going to talk about like, music, and I was like, I do it because it's like a passion, because I'm an artist. I like artistic stuff, and it just feels like it's not work, you know. It doesn't feel like it's work type. It's just, and that's what I want to do in my life. I want to do something to where it doesn't feel like work. And he goes on to say like, "Oh yeah, that I know exactly what you mean, because me, like, I feel good, helping people out. Of course you get paid, you know what I mean, but there's some people out here that really just genuinely love to see people progress, and that was one of them, you know what I'm saying? And talking to him, I could definitely tell that he was definitely one of those people, you know what I mean? It was just it just always feels good when you come across good people, good genuine people, man. Because I know how the world is. The world is filled with sick, evil, vile people that don't have good intentions for you. They have bad intentions for you, Like, they have a secret motive because they're selfish and they just don't care. Just people. There's people out here that just don't care about people. Point blank, period. But it just felt good coming across an individual, white dude too, white dude. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, man, white dude. That really cared about someone. Point blank, period. So going back to what I was talking about. He goes on to says like about life, and like how your words are like magic. And I was like, yeah, that's, it's the same thing with music. That's why I be doing music, like, cause you could manifest. And he goes, that's it. You could manifest. You could manifest what you want in life. You know what I mean? And we were just going back and forth off each other about that. Like, you got to be very careful about what you say, because your words are literally like magic. It's magic. So, for example, like, if you say like, you know, I want to make a certain amount of money, you know, and then you transmit that to your brain, and you speak it, it becomes tangible, you know what I mean? But I guess a lot of people, he was saying that he dealt with a lot of people, and a lot of people don't understand that, like, that part about speaking things into existence and making it tangible, you know what I mean? And your thought process is how your life is going to be. So if you think negative about life, your life will be negative, and if you think positive about life, your life is going to be positive, you know what I mean? And he goes on to tell me, like, I wake up every morning, and I think positive, and I think what I'm going to do for the day. You know what I mean? Positive. Like, I'm going to have a great day. I think it, and then I say it, and then it happens. I was like, dang. You know what I mean? And then he goes, life is very simple. Like, life is extremely simple. And I was like, yeah. I told him, I was like, life, I be telling people that. I was like, life is easier than 1+1. And he looks at me, he's like, no, you telling the truth. I was like, man, we might as well get on the airplane and grab the mic and speak the truth on the airplane while we can, you know? So, man, like, so that dude, man, it just feels good to talk to someone, because, like, at the end of the day, people really don't understand that, people really don't understand that part, like, and like how you know you speak things into existence type, so, and how your thought process is, everything. And reading books, you got to read books to train your mind, because your brain is a muscle. You know how we work out in the gym? You know, we work out in the gym trying to get big muscles, run and all that. You know, we all know our muscles is a body because obviously we try to look sexy for the bitch. You know what I'm saying? And you try to look sexy for the nigga. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, that's all good and dandy. But how is your brain? You know what I mean? Your brain, he told me, a professional, of course, he's a professional. He told me that your brain is the biggest muscle, and people don't understand how important in your brain is. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, we're just piggybacking on that, and that is facts, man. Like literally, like and going off of doing mind altering drugs, abusing alcohol and smoking things and doing things to deteriorate your brain. I've been trying to, but we be talking about this on the podcast, man. That shit is real. You know what I mean? That's real. You wanna be good to your brain because that is literally the most powerful muscle you have. And it's like I ain't gonna lie, we had a little creepy conversation. I ain't gonna lie, a little creepy conversation because niggas was getting chills because it was like, that shit's like magic, man. You know what I mean? Like, if you could literally change your life by saying something, you know what I mean? Like literally all you have to do is say it, you believe it, and you'll achieve it. You know what I mean? Like this is facts. Like, going on, and I kind of knew this, you know what I mean? But he was saying money is easy to get. You know what I mean? Tangible things are easy to get. A car is easy to get. A house is easy to get. He's like, all that stuff's easy to get. You know what I mean? Because for the simple fact, if you speak it, and if you think it, it will happen. You know what I mean? Of course, you put work in. You do. You make action to it. You know what I mean? And the factors of negativity comes into play because you come across negative people that have negative mindsets that don't know this, you know what I mean, as you move on in the world and everything. And you can't fight a negative with a positive, you know what I mean? I say life is like a remote. I use this analogy. Life is like a remote. You know what I mean? If something negative comes towards you and you act negative back, it ain't gonna charge it. It's just like having a battery and you flip it in the negative, the when you flip the battery a certain way, if to the negative and the positive, and it don't work, you know what I mean? If you fight a negative with a negative, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna charge the battery, you know what I mean? So if something negative comes towards you, you have to be positive, and that's how you're gonna charge your life. You know what I mean? So that's another factor that happens. While you're speaking things into existence and making action and making things happen. But that, man, it's literally, I could go on and on and on and on and blabber on about this. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be like spaghetti scrambled. Short, simple, sweet, man. I met a real nigga, man. I met a real nigga this weekend, and and the secret to life is to speak what you want to do. Like, for example, the podcast. I'm about to start a podcast. Man, I'm about to do music. I'm about to start a podcast. I'm about to do music. And look, I'm doing the podcast right now as we speak. You know what I mean? I'm doing the podcast right now as we speak. I'm doing music right now as we speak. I'm living healthy, as we speak, you know what I mean? Because I'm speaking it. And I'm believing it, you know what I mean? And I'm achieving it. And it don't matter if a nigga got 9 subscribers. I got 9 subscribers. You know what I mean? But soon I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers. You know what I mean? Soon my podcast is gonna be big. You know what I mean? Soon my music is gonna be big. You know what I mean? Because I'm believing it, I'm saying it, and I'm gonna achieve it. You know what I mean? So, that's the secret. That's the short, simple, sweet secret of how to maneuver and how to move in life. And as you go on, as you go on and make action with these goals, don't forget that negative things will happen to you, and you just can't fight a negative with a negative. You have to be positive. Point blank. Period. That's the simple, solution. You know what I mean? So, man, it just felt good coming across an individual like that, man. Like, I ain't gonna cap. Like, there's other people in my life that for sure, like, you know what I mean. But, shit, like, I'll be maneuvering and doing things and don't have time to talk to the people that are close to me, people, and see, talking to random people, conversating with random people, and them having the positive mindset through this negative world and negative situation. Like, man, man, the tire popped on the plane. Our flight was delayed. I was already kind of upset on that. You know what I mean? So that's a negative situation. But I looked at it positive by talking and conversating and having a positive conversation with this man. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So that's definitely some big wisdom talk, man. Like, literally, it's so simple. Like, you speak you speak what you're gonna do. I want to be a movie star. You know, I'm gonna be a big movie star. You think it, you believe it, and you'll achieve it. It's simple like that. You know what I mean? You may not have an Instagram. You may have an Instagram but got one follower. You may have a YouTube and you do skits, and you may have a TikTok and you don't have a lot of followers. You may not be the most popular person. You may not be, you know what I mean? But it don't matter. You know what I mean? It's your life. Your life is what you make it by speaking it into existence, man. I promise you. I promise you that's the truth. That is the truth. It is the given truth. You know what I mean? Short, simple, sweet. You speak it into existence. It don't matter what type of situation you in. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that topic was just, we could go on and on, like I said, but that's short, simple, sweet, man. And the cherry on top, you have to exercise your brain. You have to read books. You have to read books. You have to stay away from negative people. You have to stay away from negative people. You know what I mean? But if you come across a negative person, you can throw up the deuces, you know what I'm saying, in a polite manner, and share some wisdom, of course, be that battery pack to them, be that bright situation to them, because they probably went through some negative stuff in their life, you know what I mean, that they themselves can't overcome, you know what I mean, because life is tough, man. That's another situation of life is tough for sure, because at the end of the day, you can't stop what happens to you. You know what I mean? You can't stop what happens to you. You know what I mean? Like you could I ain't trying to speak on no negative stuff, but you know, uh an earthquake could happen. The house will fall apart. You know what I mean? That's not in your control. You know what I mean? A negative person could come to you and try to ruin your life and try to shift your life into something negative, and while you're trying to be on your path of success. That's out of your control. You're just staying in your lane, and someone's trying to get in your lane and ruin your life. You know what I mean? But that's not in your control. But what's in your control is doing what your reaction. You know what I mean? It's your reaction, you know. So you always wanna think about that, you know, when you're maneuvering on the path to success of manifesting things into existence and being positive and being successful. You know, so man, we going deep on this one. I wasn't man, I man, there's we're going deep on this one for sure. We're going deep on this one, man. So, this is a solo session, but we're definitely going deep on this one for sure. Because I woke up this morning. I woke up this morning and I was like, because I'll be feeling some type of way. Shit, 9 subscribers on YouTube. I'll be feeling some type of way, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been told multiple times, you know what I mean? The homie, shout out the homie, Trap Dez, you know what I'm saying? Shout out, check out his music, by the way, man. Check out my boy music, by the way, man. Real humble dude, still the same, you know what I mean? Even though his music is blowing up, still the same dude, humble dude, you know. Yeah, I was in the studio with him, and I told him, I was like, yeah, man, like, I got this little podcast going and blah, blah, blah. And I was talking. And then he looks at me, he's like, nah, don't say Lil. And I'm like, huh? Because I didn't get what he said. He said, nah, don't say, we ain't doing nothing Lil. I was like, Lil? Lil what? Like, Lil, you said Lil podcast. You're gonna psych yourself out by you're gonna pretty much be downplaying yourself. You gotta say, man, I got this big podcast going, you know what I mean? And it's popping, and you know what I'm saying? So that goes hand in hand about manifesting and speaking things into existence, man. You know what I'm saying? And his music is going crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that goes hand in hand, man. About the speaking things to existence, man. It's pretty much the wordplay, man. Wordplay, because when you speak it, you just, man, you're pretty much, man, your brain. Take care of your brain and think positive, and have along the way have good ethics and morals and good intentions, man. Pure intentions for your success and how you move towards people, man. You know what I mean? That's the only way, and let the rest filter itself out, So, and another situation, that little topic that was going on, talking to someone. Like I said, I don't like politics, man. I don't like politics, man. I don't. I do like politics, but at the end of the day, it's like I've just been always taught to mind my own business. You know what I'm saying? It's like snitching. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows, not even though everybody be telling, everybody be snitching. Everybody be snitching. YG made a song. People, we already had a topic about that contradiction. You know what I'm saying? People be contradicting themselves. People be bobbing their head to YG 400. Snitch nigga, bitch nigga. But at the end of the day, they go in the courtroom and they be snitching. They be contradicting. You gotta watch out for them contradicting people. You know what I mean? It's as equivalent to someone having a gun tattoo on themselves. And if someone comes and shoots this motherfucker up, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, they gonna be scared as death. They gonna be scared as shit, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So contradicting is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Shit, people be contradicting themselves all the time. You know what I mean? So you want to keep it real as can be. But the politic part, man, I don't like it. I don't like talking about it. But there was a topic that was brought up. You know, um, come across a individual, good dude though. Good dude. You know what I mean? There's a topic about you know, the LGBTQ. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, me me personally, like if I'm at let's say if I'm at the grocery store, right? And the person there working is obviously gay, you know what I mean? Obviously he, you know, whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna feel some type of way about this, man. I'm not gonna feel some type of way, you know. I'm for sure not gonna feel some type of way because at the end of the day, I was raised to mind my own business. You know what I mean? I don't care. Honestly, I don't give a fuck what you do. In life, I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I stay in my lane. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I stay in my lane. Now I guess I talk about what I believe in, of course. Like how to whatever I be talking about on this podcast, I be talking about what I be talking about. But you know I think that it ain't nothing really out of pocket type. I guess I don't know, but um some people may feel some type of way about it, I guess, because you may go through things in life, but the LGBTQ situation. I was talking to this dude, and I guess we had a conversation about like the gay or whatever, and he was saying that pretty much he thinks the way he thinks, and he was talking to somebody else about it, and I guess he's saying it ain't right, and the other person's saying that um it's all right, pretty much. Not it's all right, but you I don't know how it went, but pretty much uh almost gotten into a set altercation or whatever the case may be. It happens at life. People have disagreements and all this stuff about everything. But I was telling him, I was telling them like, like shit, that's it's pretty much a heavy topic. You know what I mean, to talk about for start off, and at the end of the day, like you can't change anybody. You can't force someone to change. You can't force anyone to change what they think about, or how they are. You can't. As hard as you want someone to change, you you know you can't change them. You can't force someone to drink the water of youth, or water of whatever. You can't force anybody to do anything. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they are their own person. You know what I mean? They are their own person. Hey man, say man, hey, this is by choice, not by force. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a treat when players meet. You know, this is by choice, not by force. So if a person wants to be this way or that way or whatever the case may be, you know, it's their life. It's their life. You know, now you could do your thing. You could stay in your lane and do your thing. You know what I mean? It's like a freeway. You know what I mean? People just you just got to learn to stay in your lane. Now I understand that there's heavy things that come into play with that, like, like there's trauma and things that happen to people that that shape them into the person that they are. But and, that goes back to just yeah, shit. That there's things happen to people, for sure. So the trauma and everything and whatever people go through, you know what I mean? That shapes them into the person that they are. But at the end of the day, like, you you have to set a good example and move correctly to you know make 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 a change, I guess. Yeah, make a change. You know what I mean? But moral of the story, that's why I don't like going into politics like that, because that's politic talk. Like, you know what I mean? That's like, it goes deep, man. That's like religion. It goes deep. We talk about religion, that goes deep. You know what I mean? It goes deep, like, like shit that goes deep. But like, I think that if people learn to mind their own business and stay in their own lane, you know, life will be so simple. So simple. Like, literally, like, if you just mind your own business, literally, it's that simple. It's just like speaking things into existence and making your life the way you want. If you want to be rich as fuck, you just say it and think it. You know what I mean? And be mindful of the company you keep. You know what I mean? It's that simple. If you want to have a big business, you speak it. If you want to have a podcast, you speak it. If you want to do music, you speak it. If you want to go to a different country, you speak it. If you want to travel the world, you speak it. You know what I mean? So, that goes hand in hand on minding your motherfucking business. You gotta just mind your business. That's all you gotta do. You know what I mean? And you can't really. Another thing is, you can't really go out your way and try to say, if someone's trying to fuck with me, or if someone's trying to fuck with you, and you go out your way and try to fuck with them back, instead of removing yourself, all you're gonna do is injure yourself. You know what I mean? All you're gonna do is deteriorate yourself. You know what I mean? So if someone messes with you, or what I'm saying, if just remove yourself from the situation. You know what I mean? As best as can be. Because at the end of the day, your like what you try to do to the person isn't going to be as strong as the world's pressure. Your pressure applied on the person that's trying to fuck with you and trying to mess with you and trying to do some weird shit to you isn't gonna your pressure applied on that person trying to get back at that person will not be as strong as the world's pressure. You know what I mean? So, you know, the world will filter that out. You know what I mean? So all you got to do is just mind your own business. You know what I mean? It's short, simple, sweet. Just mind your own business. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, life is just it is simple though. It is. I ain't gonna lie. Life is simple, man. It's not hard. Literally, it's not hard. You speak things into existence. You think positive. It all starts with the brain. Your brain is like magic. It's literally, I don't know, man. It's creepy if you really think about it, because when you think about stuff in your brain, you be dreaming. You dream and you think and all that. It's real, man. Like, and you imagine stuff in your brain. Like, you could see things in your brain, and you can, like, I don't know. I don't know. It starts with the brain. You speak it, you think things, and pretty much you mind your own business. That's top three, I would say. Top three things that top three things that um about wisdom talk. I think. I think, you know, for sure. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say it again, man. You speak things into existence. You think things into existence, you speak things into existence, and you mind your own business. Point blank period. Point blank period. You know what I mean? So um yeah, man. So, I was just thinking about this, and I was like, man, episode 6 is definitely gonna be about wisdom talk, man. Because that's this weekend. Uh, man, you know what I mean? And keep it real too. Keep it real. It's not hard to keep it real. It is so it if you think about it, if you really think about it, it's harder to be fake. If you really think about it, it's harder to be fake. You know what I mean? It's more easier to be real. You know what I mean? And you know, you might you I mean, I guess that's true cuz some people get scared to be real, I guess. But shit, fuck it. If you just keep your mouth shut, shit, I guess you could do that. You know what I mean? Cuz if you have something bad to say, I guess don't say it. If you have anything bad to say, don't say it. Just mind your own business, I guess, yeah. Cuz you don't, criticism is you don't ever want to criticize someone or that's the thing. For sure, you don't want to criticize. Criticism is, you know, it's like that. That's why I said it's like that book, how to win friends and influence people. You know, they start in the book in the beginning about criticism. Criticism is like, you're never supposed to criticize, even though we all do it. We're not perfect. Shit, all of us aren't perfect. You know what I mean? We're not perfect. You know what I mean? We are not perfect. As hard as we try to be perfect, we're not perfect. You know what I mean? So, um, just keep it real, man. Just keep it real with your intentions. Keep it real with your intentions. Keep it real. You know what I mean? And life will be so much easier if you just do those things, man. Keep it real. Think things into existence. Speak things into existence. And shit, I forgot the fucking fourth one. Shit. Psych, no, I didn't. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. You know what I mean? So that's, you know what I mean? That's, but man, that's, this is a pretty much a little short episode, man, but filled with a lot of knowledge. You know what I mean? So, and I hope that you who are, if you're watching, you take what you've learned in today, and you take what I mean, we hear it all the time. I hear this all the time. So I hope that you watch this, and when you watch it, um, you it's like when you read a book and you highlight the chapters in the book that are important. I hope this can be a little highlight of your day and highlight of your week and highlight of, you know, your life, and a important reminder on how to make things move, and how to make the next move the best move, and how to stay positive, and how to chase make your dreams happen and be successful. You know what I mean? So, um, it's short, simple, sweet like that, man. So we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it just like this, man. It's a treat when players meet. Podcast starring your host, Prince the P. The P, the P, the P, the P, the P. Episode 6, Wisdom Talk. Starts with the brain, man. All right. Hope you guys have a great day and great life. You know what I mean? And we out just like that. Soon I'm going to have a little thing, the little, you know what I'm saying, animated press thing, keypad. So stay tuned for that. But we out just like that.